Gemini, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for August 3rd through the 9th. My name is Athen. So we've got a lot of shifts and changes happening this week, one involving your ruler Mercury. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Right on Monday, that Jupiter squaring up to Saturn energy I've been talking about goes exact. And this is involving this hopefully discipline you're putting in with creative projects, with small business, with entrepreneurship, maybe things relating to creativity or children. For those of you who have children in your life, taking that stuff and really getting mature and disciplined with it. All of that, which has been the case over the past few years, Saturn is now this month in August helping you put in that hard work there. And it's being activated with Jupiter, which tends to expand and create opportunities in those areas, which is very nice, so long as we're willing to put in that hard work, which is that square. So that's going to be the strong emphasis because we're coming off of this full moon over the weekend, which was, very much associated with the Saturn. Saturn just went station direct, so that energy is starting to move forward. And this whole square configuration here is going to be involved with the fast-moving planets Mercury and Venus as they go over Jupiter this week. So I really recommend really getting serious, especially with your self-expression. I mean, that's what this is really about. Taking it slow, taking it disciplined, really working hard at expressing yourself so that you can have more fun and enjoyment in the long term. This is everything that you enjoy, everything you're passionate about, but taking that mature road to the whole approach. So that's especially on Monday when Saturn is activated, but as the week unfolds, as Saturn gains momentum, more and more will certainly come through with that. Now, Monday through Wednesday, Venus will be going retrograde back into your second house and then conjoining up with Jupiter. So first of all, with Venus retrograde, perhaps you guys are reflecting more on what's important to you on the deeper level, about having trust and faith and going with the flow with things and how important that is in life. Reflecting on that self-expression. She does rule that fifth house of yours. So taking it slow with that as well, but learning about it. And so now with her going over Jupiter for the second time, she already went over here a few weeks ago. So now for the second time, it's taking what you've learned and applying it. And the more you apply, this whole 12th house, 5th house, faith and everything, especially about your finances, about material assets, your values in life, just in general, these things that you really strongly value. Through that, there can be some insight. There can be some opportunities, some things that you're seeing to help you ground and really mature and get this long-term energy for you to have more fun and excitement in your life and put in the work, put in that disciplined, energy into it. So continue to reflect on that. And now with Venus going into your second, reflect on the financial, side of things. Take it slow there. Work at it, redo it, whatever needs to get redone there in that second house will be important going into this week and the following couple weeks. So that being said, Jupiter here has been expanding your second house, all right, but Jupiter is going to be switching into your third house now. So if you do feel a little bit less optimistic about all those second house matters, that's why, but it's more of the fact that just take whatever Jupiter showed you over the past year and you just got to work hard at it. And I think that's what Saturn is showing us is for you is that, it's nice to have things coming in, which has been this expansive Jupiter. But from a square from Saturn, Saturn says, look, you can have these things in life, but it doesn't just fall on our laps. We have to actually put in that hard work. So that's the kind of shift that's happening. And Mercury's coming into the mix too. There's going to be a three-way conjunction between these two planets, so these three planets. And so when that happens, Mercury, who naturally does rule, it's your ruler and rules your home and family sector, is going to help you understand more about these things. So what I've been saying to all the signs is be very practical, very rational, very grounded with your thinking. There's a realistic thinking for all of us. And so here, it's going into your third house, which is actually a very good placement for your ruler. And it's a place Mercury can operate quite well. So there's a new shift, and with Jupiter here for the next year, and now Mercury here temporarily, you guys can really start to put in this energy or just this intellect and this wisdom that you have now, and this expansion with sharing information, with learning information, with study, with getting very practical correspondence, very real. The day-to-day kind of energy. This is the left side of the brain, very practical stuff. Whether you're writing a book, reading a book, taking a course, maybe studying abroad, Jupiter here, university studies, sometimes the case. So whatever it is for you for the next year there. But here with Saturn is you got to make the choice. You got to take it seriously. And then with the home and family stuff, this is where you can certainly communicate. You want to be thinking about this stuff too, thinking more about those areas of life, because that's what this whole North Node life path is for you this whole year, is about that home and family. But anyways, Mercury also going over, your Venus and Jupiter does suggest that maybe there's some things to understand now that you can certainly understand about relationships, about your work this week, and to really make that into some practical reality. Get really good handle on that rest and relaxation or spiritual time, so that you can have that emotional time, that tranquil time there. And then Venus ruling your 5th does suggest a good practical energy for your self-expression as well, okay, which is also emphasized by that Saturn. So a lot of different areas, but it really just comes down to wanting to really concretize and conceptualize and, make those things into a practical, sort of tangible, way of working with it, So that is Mercury going over that. See things for how they are, but don't see them too realistically to where they become, pessimistic. Anything that is involving, your enjoyments of life, like I was saying, especially with the second house, take it slow this week. Try not to go to any extremes with the finances or anything like that. And I think you'll find this quite nice, actually. Because all these aspects, they're trying to solidify, they're trying to ground and concretize a particular area of life. And for you, it's very much involving those areas around the second house of values, shifting into the third house of thoughts and communications. So let me make sure I covered everything. One more thing too, very important. Mars is going to be trining up to Saturn. So there is a lot of energy available as the week unfolds, especially Wednesday through Friday, for you to do whatever it is that you got to take care of with the, again, material, financial, your sense of self-worth. You'll probably notice your confidence levels will slowly start to improve over the next couple months if they haven't already. And that's Mars being well aspected. He's not in the best sign, but here you can certainly work at it, improve it. This is the house where we be grateful for what we have, but we have to take action for our values. We have to take action for what we want. And this is the kind of energy you're going to be working on. I think you have a good discipline available for that. And as long as you're taking it slow and steady growth, especially around those areas, then it looks like a good week for that stuff. All right, Gemini, so have a nice week. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. If you'd like a personal session, please click the link down below, and I'll talk to you all next time. Take care.